What is going on? Gunners Alive, coming at you with another Clash Royale video here on my channel, doing a best of 3 series once again against my friend Walnut. The first two battles that you're going to see are just standard decks that we chose whatever we wanted for our cards, and then the third battle is going to be another spawner battle, which we did in the last video. I had a lot of fun doing it last time. It was my first time ever doing it, and here in this video I ended up changing my deck up just a little bit, and you will see what happens. But for now, here in the first battle, he got a decent push off the rip with his Hog Rider and Goblin Barrel push towards my left tower, got it down to about half health, and now I actually have a solid counter push going towards his left tower. The Valkyrie and Hog Rider have already fallen down along with the minions, but the Goblins and the Witch, they're able to get a few damage points on this tower along with the skeletons that the Witch spawns, and just like that I take his left tower down to only 963 hit points. So at this point, I'm just letting my elixir gather, deciding if I want to keep pushing the left tower or push the right tower. I decide I'm going to go ahead and drop this Witch down, and I sort of anticipated that the Hog Rider and Goblin Barrel will be coming again, and yes, they did. You're going to see the Ice Spirit going to freeze my Valkyrie, but the Skeletons and Witch continue to take out that Hog Rider. So I have a decent push going down the left lane here. Since my Valkyrie does have so much health, I decide to go ahead and let her tank for my Witch, and then on the right lane I'm going to go ahead and do a giant skeleton and 3 minion push. And as you watch this push down the right lane, Walnut didn't really have anything to counter these troops, so that zap spell isn't going to take out the minions. They're going to shoot the tower along with that giant skeleton, and that right tower is going to fall here with about a minute left in the game. So as we push into the double elixir point of the battle right now, I do have the lead, and to be completely honest with y'all, I choked this battle. I end up losing. So you can see I basically have 2 full health towers and he has 2 half health towers, and I just did not play this game very smart from this point on. You can see I'm pushing down the right lane. I'm going to go ahead and fireball these troops, and then the Valkyrie will take out the rest. I was kind of hoping that my Witch would get some damage off on the left tower, but she doesn't, because she does get zapped. So at this point, if I make a strong push to the left tower, then I will be able to win the match. But for some reason, I dropped this giant skeleton all the way back at my right tower, and it was at that point I was like, dang it, I had the advantage here in this match, and I just completely gave it up. So I probably should have dropped that giant skeleton on the left side of the battlefield and just sort of let him take out my right tower, me take out his left tower, and then I have the advantage that his tower was pretty weak. But unfortunately, I did make the mistake of dropping that giant skeleton way back in the back of my base, and now it's not even going to do any damage to any of his towers. So at this point I'm like, wow, I need to play kind of defensive. I know he's going to have this Hog Rider, and the Hog Rider Goblin Barrel push comes toward my base right now. As you can see, only 191 hit points left on my right tower, and the fireball comes in to take me out. So here in battle number 1, Walnut wins. I did make a mistake, you know, good for him. So he's up 1-0 in this series. Moving on to battle number 2 now. I changed up my deck a little bit, and he changed up his deck a little bit as well. So let's see here off the rip. He has the Ice Golem and P.E.K.K.A, Mini P.E.K.K.A I should say, pushing my left tower. He does use that zap spell, which weakens my minions, and then whenever the Ice Golem is finished, I guess it gives off like that burst effect, and it's able to clean up my minions. So we sort of pushed that initial battle. He didn't really do any damage to my tower, and then I definitely didn't do any damage to his tower because it's still full health. I decide to go ahead and push the right lane here with a Wizard, Hog Rider, and Goblins. I'm getting quite a few like damage points on all of his troops, able to take them all out, but I'm just not getting a whole lot of damage on his tower. Now going up against the Mini P.E.K.K.A once again, that's Walnut's favorite troop, I'm pretty sure, because he's a solid player with it. I personally don't enjoy using the Mini P.E.K.K.A in my deck. It always seems like it gets countered too easily, and it always seems like I'm usually able to almost always counter it, but for some reason whenever Walnut uses it against like my troops that I'm pushing with, it just seems to take out my troops so quickly. So at this point I'm trying to build up an attack on the right lane. I know that he's going to drop down the Mega Minion along with the other 3 minions that he has, so I need to go ahead and have a troop that can take out air units along with a troop that can take out ground units in case he does spawn that Mini P.E.K.K.A. So unfortunately my Wizard got taken out, and now I'm like, dang it, we're just sort of pushing towers here. No one's really had a big push or done a whole lot of damage to the other person's tower yet, so I didn't really like the deck that I had, or I didn't really like the troops that I had in my card from this deck at this moment. So I decided to go ahead and drop the Spear Goblins down in the back of the base, push them along with the Hog Rider, and Miner towards Walnut's base, but as you can see, he drops down that mini P.E.K.K.A once again, and now he sort of has a solid push, and he's going to do a lot of damage to this right tower. As you will see, it will eventually fall. I don't really have any troops in my deck right now that can take out all of his attacking troops. I didn't have the Fireball, and then the Valkyrie. I had already used the splash damage of the Dark Prince. Could have done some damage. I just didn't get it down on the field until right now. You're going to see it's finally going to take out those elite barbarians, and at this point only 30 seconds, well I should say less than 30 seconds left in the battle. I'm going to have to pull an incredible comeback in order to win, but once again my Hog Rider gets taken out. I believe that's the mini P.E.K.K.A on the field. Yes, it is. So good game for Walnut here. He does have the lead after this battle, 2-0. He is going to try to take out my tower. We were laughing about this. He sent the Hog Rider, so I went ahead and dropped down the Ice Spirit in order to freeze the Hog Rider, so I only lost 1 tower to 0 instead of 3 towers to 0. So as far as the overall series goes, I did lose 2-1, but here we go, loading up into the spawner battle now. So last time I lost the spawner battle, I was constantly on defense. My strategy this time was to just overwhelm one side of the map with troops. You can see I did get my Barbarian Hut down first here at the start, and I honestly feel like that was a game changer. I know it's the start of the match, but in order to get those troops down on the field quick and sort of force the battle on that right lane where I wanted it to be, and then use more and more troops to push it, I am eventually going to overrun that right side of the map and get the 1 crown to 0 victory. So you can see he did have the X-bow down. The X-bow is going to shoot some of my troops. I'm glad he didn't drop it so they would shoot my tower. That would have been pretty retarded in my opinion, so I'm glad that he didn't play that way. If the X-bow is taking out my towers instead of his troops or whatever. So he goes ahead and drops down the second X-bow, and I do have this Fireball which I'm going to use against both of the X-bows, and at this point you can see I have troops starting to get to his side of the map. So I'm like, as long as I can keep my troops pushing a lot across that right bridge, then I have a solid chance to win this battle. So I did use the Fireball a few times on his tower, but at the end I made sure that my troops pushed in order to finish doing the remaining damage, and then I think the poison spell helped me out a lot. It used to slow down and damage the troops, but now it just damages the troops. So whenever he dropped down those fire spirits or even the skeletons, goblins, whatever it may be, the poison spell was able to take them out pretty easily. So at this point I'm pushing that right lane, getting my troops over to his side of the map, and as you can see I've done a little damage to his right tower, not a whole lot, but because I have my troops that are going to push across the bridge, I know that I definitely have the advantage here in this battle. And I don't know if my towers even took any damage this entire game. As you can see right now, they haven't. So I know last time we played the spawner battle he did have the rocket. I don't think he had it here in this battle because I never saw him use it, and if it was in his deck, I mean, it only makes sense that he did use it. I'm going to go ahead and use my Fireball and Poison Spell now on that X-bow and tower. Like I said, those two, the spells or whatever, the spell and then the attacking Fireball, they did do some damage to his right tower, but to make sure that at the end I got the final damage with my troops, just to make sure that I could fully push the right side of the map with my spawner building. So at this point, look what I have down on the field: 2 Goblin Huts, 1 Barbarian Hut, and then 2 Furnaces that spawn the Fire Spirits. This poison spell was clutch, constantly taking out the skeletons, fire spirits, and goblins on his side of the map. And check out my troops. Slowly but surely, they're pushing across that right bridge. And I know as long as my troops are able to push across the right bridge, I have a solid chance to win this battle. The clock just hit 3 minutes remaining in overtime. So basically 0 minutes left in the actual battle itself. And we're moving into overtime now, under 3 minutes. And I used the Fireball once again. So the X-bow is going to shoot my troops that are on his side of the map. I'm going to go ahead and poison the goblins, and then I used a zap spell just in case there were any stragglers, and because I had it in my deck. I didn't use the zap spell that much. I don't really use it that much. Occasionally I'll use it, like if I'm doing one of these battles against a friend or something and we're doing the best of certain game series, but whenever I'm playing matchmaking against people from around the world, I will not use the zap spell just because it doesn't really go along with the other cards that I use in my deck. So I know this battle is taking a while. I know I've been saying the same thing over and over. Push the right side, push the right side, push the right side. But I had to stay consistent here in this game. I had to overrun and overwhelm the right side of the map. At one point I thought maybe I should go ahead and like drop some troops on the left lane just to sort of mix it up a little bit. But then I was like, you know what? I'm doing plenty of work on this right side, slowly but surely. Eventually I'm going to be able to push up and take this tower out. So at this point I have a bunch of spawner buildings down on the map, and Walnut, he's just dropping troops as fast as he can in order to make the game go even longer. Maybe the time will run out and we'll get a draw, but I am able to overrun him and I'm going to get the win. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that my troops got the final damage points on his tower. So that's going to do it here for this video. I did lose the series 2-1, but I did win the spawner battle. So next time maybe I'll win the spawner battle and the series. But for now, that's going to do it for this video as I get the win. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. New videos every single day here on my channel. I'm going to live. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the long live stream later tonight or another video.
Don't tell me that this isn't real. Don't tell me this ain't how I feel. This is all I have, all I have. All I ever wanted was somebody to get this. All I ever wanted was somebody to play this. Yeah, take my song, put it on they play, and get goosebumps every time they play it. Wait, this my